What's up, everybody? It's Primal Shock. I get a lot of questions about how I play Enhancement and what to do, so I figured I'd make another guide to try and help answer some of those questions. This guide isn't going to be super in-depth and cover every talent and glyph choice. I'll cover basically what's going to work in raids currently. So to start things off, I'll go with the basics. Wind Fury main hand, Flame Tongue off hand, higher DPS or higher item level weapon in your main hand. You're gonna wanna there's three caps you wanna hit. There's 7.5% hit cap, 7.5% expertise cap, and if you hit those two, you've probably hit the third 50% spell hit cap. For stat weights, this really depends on your gear level. Currently, I go full mastery because 2 points of mastery is greater than 1 point of agility for me. So then mastery gems are double what you'd get from Agi. So straight Agi gem or straight mastery gems are better for me. That might not be the case for everybody, so you should probably sim yourself and see what your stat weights are. Haste is very close behind for mastery on so you want gear with haste and mastery, which all of our tier currently except for the shoulders was. That's why it's our off piece. So you want your 4-piece. It's really good. Leave it at that. So talents and glyphs. There's two tiers that matter for damage, 60 and 90. Basically, once you get Assurance of Consequence, you're going Primal Elementalist. When you just have 2-piece and you don't have Assurance of Consequence, which is this trinket, it's cooldown reduction, you're going to go Unleashed Fury. I've never really gone Elemental Blast ever, so I don't really factor that in. When you get your 2-piece, and you have Unleashed Fury, it does proc the additional weapon imbue that you get from Unleashed Fury. It does not proc Rockbiter because there is no damage component to it, and it does not proc Earth Living because you're not Resto, so you don't have that. So it can proc the Frostbrand, Wind Fury, and Flame Tongue. So for this one, it's usually between Echo and Elemental Mastery. So Echo is really good for AoE situations because when you're AoEing, you're hitting Fire Nova, so it can copy Fire Nova and lots of extra AoE. Elemental Mastery is really good for burst, and it's really good to pair with Primal Elementalist because your Fire Ellie scales with haste as well. And that's why in Throne of Thunder you went full haste because your Fire Ellie was godly with it. And it still is. They never did anything to change that. It's just Mastery is so much better at this gear level. Well, not so much better. They're pretty close, but Mastery is superior. So, for Elemental Mastery, it's not on the GCD, and so it's really good to pair it with Ascendance and Fire Ellie, because Ascendance isn't on the GCD, but Fire Ellie is. So you can pop 2 of them that aren't on the GCD and 1 that is, and that's what I use. So that's a good macro. It's my Swifty one-shot macro. Yeah, for the rest of these ones, talents, it's pick what you want. AG is pretty much all you're going to pick for that, for enhancement. It's the only viable, really, one. These 3, it's whatever you want to pick. For talents, I pretty much always have these 3 talents. It's Lightning Shield, Healing Storm, and Feral Spirit. They did remove the Healing Grain off Healing Storm, so it's not OP anymore, but it's still good heals. There's nothing that's going to increase your damage. There's not really a Galacross and maybe Spoils are the only times you'd maybe use Chain Lightning. It wasn't worth it. I never did it. Fire Elemental Totem Glyph. I've only used it on 1 fight, and that was Siegecrafter. I used it because it let me pop Fire Ellie every other time I was down on the ground from being off of belts. It lined up really nicely. I know some people that use it on Garrosh, Heroic Garrosh. I never really liked it. I liked the longer duration because just powering through all that damage. So I mean, it really depended on your strat, but I guess it's viable on Garrosh, but I never used it. So we'll get into what actual rotation. So enhancement isn't a rotation, it's a priority system, priority list. Your top priority is Lightning Bolt at 5 stack with Maelstrom Weapon. Then it's Storm Strike, then it's Lava Lash, then it's Unleash Elements, and if you have the Unleash Elements buff, it's Flame Shock. Otherwise, Earth Shock. So I'll show you what it looks like. You're always going to keep a Fire Totem down, either Searing Totem or Fire Ellie. So I start off a little different than others just because I like to get Flame Shock on the target as soon as possible. So I'll go Storm Strike, Unleash Elements, Flame Shock, Lava Lash. And if I had gotten a proc, like right there, I would have used it before any of them. And then it's just looking what comes off cooldown when. And as you play Enhancement more, it's muscle memory for me at this point because I've played Enhancement since Wrath of the Lich King. And so however many years that is. So you grow to know what's coming off cooldown when. And when you have two things that are coming off cooldown, like right now, these two are coming off cooldown at the same time. So what would you do? You'd hit Storm Strike. And so now I've basically reset myself. That's all Enhancement is knowing your priority list and hitting it. You're really going to want to keep track of your Maelstrom Weapon. Just it makes it a lot easier for you to know when you're going to be hitting it and plan. And you can use a 3 or 4 stack Maelstrom when you've got everything on cooldown and you're just bored, but you're not going to lose any DPS from not doing that. And this is all that Enhancement is just hitting these same 6 buttons. Oh, never let your fire elemental totem, or your fire totem go away, like I just did, because I'm not paying attention. Let's see, the other amazing thing about Enhancement is our burst. It's the best of any class on single target. On Heroism pulls on fights, in my guild, I'm breaking 1,000,000 every single time, easily. And on Garrosh, when I got to AoE those ads as well, my highest I've gotten was 2.5 million. So our burst like that is really good if you can get the Flame Shock spread off with Lava Lash. So I'll show you burst. So like I said, I have that macro that's Elemental Mastery, Ascendance, and Fire Totem. And so how I'm going to open is I'm going to hit Storm Strike and then I'll hit the macro because Ascendance will reset the cooldown on Storm Strike as it becomes Storm Blast and you hit it again. So here we go. I still have Searing Totem down even though I'm going to pop Fire away. So Storm Strike and macro. And there we go. We just take off from there. And I did peak at 700k? Yeah. With only self-buffed and no flask or anything. Yeah, I'm getting around between 650 and 700k. And that's all that is. And you just go through your rotation again. And then you'll notice your damage start to fall down as you have no cooldowns up. And then you wait for your cooldowns and then you shoot back up because that's all Enhancement is now. It's really high burst that sustains you through your lulls of low damage. And then you peak back up again. And you can kind of see the breakdown that Fire Ellie is your top damage because it's amazing. I'll just stop there. So yeah, Fire Ellie, it's your top damage. It's freaking amazing. And then, yeah, Flame Shock is only because it's spreading to the other target dummies from Lava Lash. Yeah, so you can kind of see the breakdown. We have lots of little damage, and then your Fire Ellie. So, that's pretty much it. Oh, you're gonna get, if you have the 4-piece, you're gonna get a lot of Lava Lash resets if there's a lot of targets, otherwise, very rarely. But, yeah, keep a lookout for that. It's really good for AoE, especially for Garrosh. And then you just hit Fire Nova, Fire Nova, Fire Nova. And you pair it with the free, Unleash Flame procs you get from the 2-piece. So that's basically, this will get you into rating and let you do damage. So if you just follow that priority rotation, You'll do well. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions, leave a comment, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Otherwise, thanks a lot for watching, and take care, guys.